Sean, man, thanks for joining today. Really, really excited to have you here and be able to talk about this with you.
Yeah, happy to be here. After numerous requests, I'm glad we could get this on the docket here to share all this great information today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, we're really excited, and we're gonna give it a couple minutes and let some people keep trickling in. We've got some good numbers already. Let's go to the next slide and kind of show what we're going to talk about. So, real quick introductions. We've got Sean Fitzgerald here, who is the president of Thomas. Very excited to have him. My name's Adam Bowe. I'm the head of community and engagement at Xometry. And today we're going to be talking about the partner network and partner services. And you're going to hear the term partner a lot. That's how we like to refer to the folks that work on Xometry, that take manufacturing jobs from us, because it's truly a partnership. And so when you hear partner network, partner services, we're talking about small to mid to large size manufacturers, everybody in between, anybody taking work from Xometry. We know that a lot of Thomas folks have probably either heard about it before or heard about it recently. So we want to get into the definition. So Sean here, and going to kick it over to you, Sean.
Sure, you bet, Adam. And yeah, lots of questions on this. So really excited to get everyone together today. Again, my name's Sean Fitzgerald. I'm the president at Thomas. I'm glad to have all of you with Adam and I today. So been fielding a lot of questions around, hey, this is great. So Thomas and Xometry are coming together. What does this mean? So at a very high level, what this means now is that we have a complete end-to-end solution that we can help you with to grow your business. So for everybody that's been with Thomas previously, you know that we can get opportunities from that Thomas audience of about 1.5 million buyers, engineers, and MROs that come through thomasnet.com every month. So we can help you get opportunities there. You can quote that work. You can find those opportunities for your business. And our marketing services team, we can help you with your own website to grow your audience and grow opportunities there that you can quote and work on. Today, as Adam talked about, we're going to talk about the opportunities that can come from the Xometry marketplace. So this is work that's ready to go right now. No quoting for you, no work to do other than to say, yep, I want to do that job today and take that off the board. We have financial services that can help you with cash flow as things move through the business. We have materials and supplies that we can help you with so that you can deliver all of that work. And we even have an MES system, so that's a manufacturing execution system, to help you get all that work done on the floor. So all the way from opportunity, all the way through to finishing that work and sending it out back to the customer on it. We can help you with all of that. So that's a ton of stuff to talk about, and Adam and I would be here for hours and hours. And we know that everybody has a lot to do today on it too, so we appreciate you joining us. Today, we're going to focus heavily in on the Xometry marketplace and how you can get work right away for your CNC machining or sheet metal fab businesses. So with that, Adam, I know that we've had tons of requests for today, so glad we finally made it here, and I will kick it back to you to start the conversation today.
Yeah, and that was a great overview, and a lot of what he touched on is what we're going to get into today. Any questions you guys have, we've got the chat open, we've got the Q&A open. So we really want this to be, a two-sided conversation, right? Or a real conversation. So Sean and I will be talking about some stuff, but if we, touch on something that you have questions on, or if you've heard anything about Xometry and you want us to get into it, we're here to answer those questions today, and really excited to do so. So with that, let's get into it. Sean, you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
I love it. All right. So the Xometry Partner Network, again, you're going to hear this term partner. It's a true partnership with Xometry. And what it looks like is we have a job board that, I'm sure you guys are familiar with that type of technology or term. You have jobs posted daily. And what the Partner Network gives you access to is, once you're an approved partner, you have instant access to real jobs that match your capabilities. So you're able to tell us exactly the type of work you're looking for, what capabilities you have in your shop, what capabilities you're interested in acquiring. We've had folks that have, absolutely been CNC and they wanted to buy a lathe, right? So they see the work on the job board, they use that opportunity to judge the market and actually purchase that lathe to get that work for it. there's no quoting or bidding. So the job is posted on a job board. We have an instant price quoting algorithm that accepts that from the customer. Once the customer purchases it, we post that job for you. So this work is really, it takes out a lot of the early process of do I want this work, the quoting, the bidding on it. You know, you feel like there's 3-5 people involved. If you see a job that you like and you accept it, it's yours in that moment. And then expand and diversify. So you get real opportunities from a diverse range of industries. So what we see here, and really the dream that Xometry was founded on, is that in the old world, you had to work with customers that either knew of you or were local, right? And we're opening up access to work to customers across the country for you to be able to work with people in California. If you're in Iowa, you can find people, in Ohio, if you're in Ohio, but you're able to diversify not only the locales, but the type of industries you work in. And I know that's, Sean, you've mentioned that that's an exciting piece of this.
Sure, it is. And I think the things that you touched on around, working real hard to quote out all those big jobs that you're doing and the things that you want to bring in house and building those relationships on the Xometry, from the Xometry marketplace and in the job board, that's a place that you can go and get work right now. So like Adam mentioned, we're basically frictionless, no quoting to be done. Just go take a look and see what you want to work on, and an opportunity to work on different things. So if you're good at aerospace, but hey, maybe you wanted to diversify and get into something like medical and to do some work there, it's a real easy opportunity to get that put together and to be able to understand that, hey, we've done this work now going forward on it. I've been out to visit many of you here in the chat, and to many, many, many other shops over my 22 years here at Thomas. Nothing worse than a quiet shop when you walk in, because you know that is a tense day inside of the business. So this is also a really fast way to get work, maybe in between those bigger jobs that you're working on right now too, and to build up new relationships as well. So really cool as far as being able to accelerate the business quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, Sean, you touched on this, but Xometry over the last few years has become not just a place where you can get work, but we've really tried to surround the entire process of manufacturing. So we launched Xometry Supplies, where you can find competitively priced raw materials, tooling, anything in MRO. We've got, Sandvik on there from the tooling side, Mitsubishi, but you can also get custom cut raw materials that are shipped in, as little as 1 day lead time, right? So we try to get you the material as quickly as possible. We know that's a huge pain point. We're going to get into some of the unique offerings that the Xometry Supplies has there. You're also able to find work. We've touched on that a little bit, and we're going to get into the details. But then, also we've launched some financial products that were really, really innovative and still are, but they're extremely exciting because they're cash flow solutions that you're guaranteed net 30 payments. There's no more chasing down payments, but you also get 50% upfront when you take a job, right? So you have access to 50% of that job value upfront, and you can have accelerated payout options. So we'll get into the details there, but I want to show you that this is a full ecosystem or full solution for shops, from cash flow to material and tooling sourcing to actually finding the work that you need for both of those.
So to Adam's point, and again, as being part of the community and being, with Thomas, and also now the potential to join and be a partner with Xometry too, these are the types of things that we can help to bring value as part of that partnership, and for you being in the community at the end of the day. Our goal is to help support you to get all the work done that we can. Whatever you need from us, we want to be there to help at the end of the day. And to Adam's point, I'm not sure he mentioned it yet, it doesn't cost anything to become
that's a great point.
So this is all just value add stuff that I'm excited about with the two companies coming together. By becoming a partner, all of this is just open to you now because you're part of the community.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point, Sean, that access to the partner network is completely free, and we want you on there taking work. So one thing Sean touched on a little bit, but I think it's important to show, is that there's multiple ways to work with Xometry. We have folks that are 100% Xometry shops. They only take work from the job board, and they've built really successful businesses doing that. We also have folks that are around 50-50. They've got some great local relationships or historic legacy relationships with customers. So they take work to kind of fill in that excess 50% that isn't coming from their customers. And we also have, people that just use us to fill capacity. So there's a ton of ways to be successful with Xometry. And, we're here to work with you throughout that process. So Sean touched on it, right? The quiet day in the shop, that's a bad day. And Xometry's here to either solve those days for you or provide a path to success to grow another arm of your business, more revenue generation, or have enough work for you to run almost completely 100%. I did see a hand raise, and let me see if I can get that over here. Tony, you may have to use the chat. I don't know if I'll be able to quickly promote you to panelist. But Tony, if you put your question in the chat, I saw you raise your hand, and we'll be happy to answer that. And we're going to have a Q&A section at the end where I'll able to promote you to panelist and bring your video in, and we can actually get into it and talk. So Tony, thanks for raising your hand, and feel free to put that question in the chat there. Sean, anything you want to touch on here?
No, I mean, I think you covered it here on this part, Adam, where again, typically folks at Thomas are, all have certifications and are doing, higher volume work at the end of the day. So I think folks would trend more towards the capacity or split side of things here at the end of the day. But it's really about, driving that new opportunity where you don't have to put in all the work to do all the quoting and everything as well. And to be able to, besides fill spare capacity, build new relationships, because as those big deals come back through the marketplace again, we position them with the folks that were doing the great work there on the first go around on it too. So can build relationships there really quickly as well.
Awesome. And I misspoke. It's actually Tori Leffridge. And Tori, I apologize about the Tony mix up there. I just saw your name quickly flash on the screen. But keep your question in mind. I've got the allow to talk button at the end of this session. We'll promote you, and we'll get you up and have that conversation. So one of the things that is really cool about Xometry is that diversify and expand. And it's the type of customers that you have access to when you get on the job board. You've got 63% of the Fortune 100 companies choose Xometry and 48% of the Fortune 500. So when you're looking at this, that you have access to, look at those logos right there. Those may be one location in your town that you have, access to one of those logos, right? But when you're on the job board, these folks are constantly putting, short run prototype work or full blown production work on the job board. So you have access to these major corporations working on really cool things. I remember last year we did a case study that, one of our partners was able to build a key component that was going to the International Space Station. And that was a really cool story. And it was someone that, wasn't local to NASA. But they had access to that work because they formed that relationship on the job board. So I think that when you look at the job board, there's not just, kind of these short prototype runs from folks that are, kind of finding their footing. You also have access to these major labels and brand names that are coming out and working with us on big production runs that you would have access to. Sean, anything to add there?
Sure. I think we'll talk a little bit about how you get access to those really big jobs here as we go forward here. And that's, I know what, most of the Thomas folks are interested in as far as, how do we accelerate into those opportunities? So we'll step on forward here and start.
Yeah, we've got that right here. So, one of the things that we want to show is this job board. And one thing to call out is that the GIF you see, the prices on the jobs. On the next slide, we'll kind of show the path to growth, right? So I know that those can look like small potatoes to some folks, but we wanted to show that there's real work here, and what you'll see kind of early versus what we were talking about just now with like the major production runs for those folks. So we'll get into the path to growth, but when you log on to the job board, this is the view that you see. You're able to instantly view CAD models and download. We've got a Fusion 360 plugin where you can immediately open that part into Fusion 360. You can see all the details that you need. As you can see on there, there's a repeat work on the first tag. So you can see that you've done work with these customers before, that part. That's a second production run for them. And it's all right in front of you. You're able to filter by process, by price, by size of the run, all the capabilities that you have. We've also got this match percentage right here. We have an algorithm that says this job looks like something that you would find that you've done in the past and would find attractive. So we try to put everything in front of you that you've told us you like, right, and immediately. And so this is where, kind of going back to that quiet shop analogy that Sean said, we want to match you with the best work possible so that you don't have to spend hours combing through these jobs, because again, there's no quoting, there's no bidding. And so what we want is really easy and kind of instant access to that work. And that's what's really exciting about the job board.
So I think one of the interesting parts was, as Adam and I were going through this and we walked through some of their standard decks, and like the GIF that you see on the screen right now scrolling here, we started to talk through, hey, this is really how the job board works. So an engineer from Bosch or BMW or those logos that you saw or elsewhere comes onto the Xometry marketplace, uploads that 3D model, makes some selections, and then actually has a buy it now button to say, hey, yeah, I want to execute this and buy it now. So it's really e-commerce for custom parts. Mm-hmm. That's where the partner network comes in, and that's how all this stuff gets built. So after that request comes through, it lands on the job board like this. And I explained to Adam in this GIF that, hey, these look really small to our guys at the end of the day and our team on it. And this is representative of maybe some of the smaller shops that Xometry has worked with historically on it, and doesn't represent those big jobs from the Bosches and BMWs of the world that we see that are coming through here too, where maybe some of the smaller folks, that we've worked with in the past might be a little bit more nervous about taking some of those bigger jobs here at the end of the day. But we know all the folks on the phone today are seasoned pros, with well-established businesses here going forward too. So we have a little bit different way that businesses of your size, we work with them through the partner network, Adam.
Yeah, and I think that's a great transition over here. So, one of the things about the job sizes that you saw there is that, we know that you guys are experts in manufacturing, right? Like when you get a part, you're going to execute that part well, right? Working with the job board, there's, you have to learn how to be successful on the job board. So there is a little bit of a learning path to success, but some of the next two slides we're going to talk about is how we've made it so that you guys can jump some of those steps and take some larger work when you first get on the job board, but also what the future looks like to get into some of the bigger and more exclusive work on the job board. So typically when you first get on the job board, you've got access to 3 jobs and a $15,000 limit. So that can be one job that's $15,000, 3 jobs that are $5,000, or any of the math in between there, right? All of the folks on the webinar today qualify for what we call Easy Pass. So, if you've ever driven on the highway and you've got that little, module on your windshield and you're flying by whether people are stacked up in the regular lanes, we want to fast track you to success on the job board. And so the Easy Pass partner limits, you come in and you can take 6 jobs and up to $30,000. So again, one job that's $30,000, or 6 that's $5,000, or anything in between there. And what we want to do here is we want to kind of work with you throughout that process to talk about kind of the unique aspects of the job board, because it's while it matches most of your processes for your current customer work, there's uploading certain files and giving us notifications on when things are shipping. And so making sure that you're practiced in engaging with the platform. And then that way you're set up for success in order to come through, knock out your first 6 jobs out of the park, and then get access to some of those, upper echelon areas that we want to fast track you to. So exactly like Sean was saying, small potatoes on the GIF, but that's the experience that a lot of people off the street see, right? And so you guys are going to be able to fast track past that and see some bigger jobs early. But it's all through, Sean saying we've got trust with these folks for years, and these folks have the right certifications to be able to pass and really successful long tenures on Thomas. So we're excited to be able to fast track you guys to that successful route.
And Adam, it's a great point. I mean, the vast majority of folks on the Thomas platform are ISO certified,
Right.
ISO certified plus, right? So the folks on the call today are going to fall into that group as well. So seeing that where, some folks may start on the left side of the screen here, vast majority of us on this call are going to start on the right-hand side of the screen with our, starting limit being $30,000 instead of $5 to get started on that and get moving forward. And I know that's more in the realm of stuff that folks start looking at here and being excited about work that they want to do.
Absolutely. And when we look at kind of what the future looks like, right? So that default range, that's the, you're coming in off the street, you're in that first job, the $3,000 range, or the 3 jobs for $15,000, excuse me, or you're in the easy pass range. Both of those are kind of in the default. But with you guys, we really want to focus on getting you to the premium and the ultra premium tiers. And the way you're able to do that, kind of what I was talking about learning the platform, we have a score. It's called the Partner Success Score, or PSS, on the screen, right? And this is all around, each month we kind of evaluate the work that you did on the job board. And we're looking at, quality, on-time shipping, jobs completed, taking work, engaging with the platform. And so as long as, and we know that your all's quality and the on-time shipping is going to be good, but as long as those numbers match up, then we're able to really fast track you to that premium and ultra premium work where you see those big production runs, engaging with some of those logos that we had on the early screens. So there's a real path to very quickly opening up much larger jobs and much more robust work within the job board. Or again, that kind of 3-tier, that pyramid that we showed earlier, you'll still have access to some of the quick turn, smaller jobs if you just want to fill capacity in between 2 of your bigger jobs coming in from customers that aren't Xometry that you're finding on Thomas, right? We really see a lot of synergy here for the customers you're finding on Thomas, the work you want to fill with Xometry, and your local customers that you're historically working with.
Yeah, Adam, to your point here, it's really about 2 sides of the same coin, right?
Right.
Excuse me. On one side, typically with Thomas, we'll bring you those opportunities. You'll quote them out, have that interaction back and forth with the customer, really work to get to those high volume jobs. Here, this is a way that we have volume jobs coming through also, that we can match you up with real quick, and get to work on it right away and have cash flow start going here. And we'll talk about cash flow here next, right? Where we know, and what I'm hearing and from a lot of folks is that some terms are getting extended right now. And I know that can be hard, especially with long-term customers. Was out visiting some folks here this week in New Jersey, and they made the decision to say, hey, we're gonna try and eat as much as we can to keep these customers and make sure we keep everybody happy, but we know how hard that can be too. So some ways that we can help with that here going forward.
Yeah, and Sarah has a great question here. So if you're a shop that focuses on smaller volume, how can we benefit from this pipeline knowing that we don't take high value jobs? And Sarah, that's a fantastic question. And really what you're going to see on the job board is, again, you've got these small volume, prototype work or small volume production runs, but you've also got access to the bigger production runs, the high volume work, right? So what you see is when you get on the job board, you're able to set your filters and your capabilities up to where you'll see the types of jobs that you want to focus on. And so those small volume jobs, that is absolutely on the job board. And there's the large volume, the high volume jobs on there. So Sarah, you're absolutely set up for success if you apply to become on the partner network, because that type of work is there in spades, as well as the larger opportunities. So fantastic question. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah, that you are the unicorn that a lot of folks seek out. So if you are ready to do that type of volume work, there is a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So Sean, great pause here real quick, because we touched on the partner network a lot. And before we transition to the partner services, one, I want to, from you, anything that you felt like we didn't cover or something we should go in more detail, but also, quick pause for our attendees. If you have any other questions, and Tori, I'll actually promote you real quick if you're ready to speak. So kind of be ready there. I'll give you just a little bit of cover fire real quick, but any other questions, feel free to raise your hand, put them in the chat, however you want. Sean, anything that you felt like we should cover in more depth or color in more detail?
No, I think you touched on really the way that it works. The main thing is control and speed and efficiency, right? So we have all of our processes and systems set up right now to handle quoting and to run that through our process. This is a new tool set to add to grow revenue really quickly on it too, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a, to your point, of easy pass. We can, you can skip past all the quoting sides of things and all the investment and time that you need to do on that front, and get right to doing the work while you're still building your business with all those big jobs that you're quoting and working real hard to make sure that you bring in also. So
awesome.
I think with that as a backdrop around, how the work comes in, transitioning into our partner services is really interesting. Just kind of to tee it up a little bit, overall in my time at Thomas, I've gotten this feedback multiple times where you see an opportunity from a Boeing or someone come through in RFQs for someone. And, you get the feedback like, geez, I'd love to, but I can't handle their terms, or geez, I can't front and float all that cash to do the work for them that they want us to do, because it's just, the terms are too long for me. I'm a small business. I'm a mid-sized business. I can't do net 90. I can't do net 120 that they're asking me to do. So I think all the things that we're going to talk about next really start to solve that challenge for businesses, and how we can help out in that way too.
Awesome. Well, we're going to play radio host for a second and accept a call in. So
let's do it.
Tori, you should, let's see. I think you've got yourself muted. Tori, if you've got access to unmuting, we're ready for your question. And I'll give Tori.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have it.
Awesome. Hey, Tori, how's it going?
You got it.
No, I didn't have a question. Sorry, I must have bumped the button.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, so much lead up.
Yeah. Well, Tori, you're now a panelist, so I hope you're ready to present on partner services. So, all right, I will.
Awesome.
I'll kick you back into the regular, but thanks for attending, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we touched on the financial services, and Sean has touched on this as well. That was a great kind of transition and intro into this. But when you look at our financial services, we're going to get into a few different products here, but our flagship one, the one that we started with, was the advance card. And whenever anyone hears card, you see so many airlines having their own credit card, and Apple's got one now. Like, everybody has their card, but our card is not a credit card. It is a reloadable debit card. The best way, and I'll give Dan Richards a shout out here, the best way I like to think about it is kind of like your Starbucks card, right? You can reload that card, and then you get benefits for using that card, right? And the way you reload your advance card is by taking work from Xometry. So the moment you accept work on the job board, we load 50% of that job's value immediately to your advance card. So you have access to that with no fees, no bills, no credit check, nothing like that. It's only reloadable through taking work. But when you take that work, you get 50% up front. And the reason we landed on 50% is because on average, when we surveyed our partners, we found that around like 30% of a job's value goes to tooling and material, right? And what we wanted is our partners to be able to purchase that tooling and material against the value of the job and use this as a cash flow solution, right? So Sean was talking about, wanting to take that Boeing work, but I can't handle their terms, and we're going to get into terms here in a second, but I've got to outlay all this cash to get all the materials and the tools in order to do that job. And then I'm not going to see that for 90, 120, whatever their terms are days, right? With this, you get access to 50% of that cash up front in order to buy those materials, those tools, and take that work. So you're able to streamline your cash flow. You can buy what you need. It doesn't have to be used at, Xometry supplies or to buy materials and tools. If you want to take your team out to lunch because they did a great job, you can absolutely do that. We've seen some funny purchases at some
I'm laughing
restaurants, and
I'm laughing at them because we had some folks went to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas.
They had a time.
Someone bought a Mercedes once with their advance card. So
right,
meant to help you get the job done, but like Adam said, at the end of the day, it's a debit card that you can use for anything when it's all filled up for you.
Absolutely. And then when you're complete with that job, we know that, you don't want to have to be hunting your money down and transferring it from your card. It automatically, when that job is complete, any funds that you haven't used to purchase those tools goes back out with your total payout, right? So we want to get that money to your bank account as quickly as possible, but we also want to give you access to the funds immediately if you need those for the materials and the tools. So really innovative product that we were super excited about when we launched, and has done so well and helped so many of our partners. We've got a lot of case studies on Xometry about folks talking about the benefits, but really cool financial product that helped kind of surround the entire process of taking a job. But yeah, Sean, any details you want to color in here?
Sure. No, this is really, again, just that next step in trying to make sure, excuse me, that we can help you get the work done at the end of the day. So when you take that work off of the marketplace there on the job board, we want to make sure that you have everything that you need to do it. So whether that's, an advance card, being able to buy whatever you need on it. We do have the supplies and materials group that if you do need something and you're having a hard time finding it, we can definitely help you out with that too, to make sure that you have what you need to run that job. Again, our goal is to make sure that we help you every step of the way to be successful in the work that you're taking and that you want to do, and also to help you build and grow up your business also. I know that historically there's some folks that started out with us real small and now are, doing millions of dollars and only do a little bit of Xometry work at the end of the day. But the goal is for us to help you grow the business. We're here for American manufacturing. We want to make it happen. So this is, again, one of the great steps that we can do going forward.
Yeah. And one thing to point out, we've also seen folks, we talk about using the advance card for the job that you took, right? But as illustrated by buying the Mercedes off the card, we also see folks that take Xometry work, something that they know they've got the material sitting on their shelf, and so they don't need to buy that. And they take Xometry work to do that quick turn process, that project, or a bigger project that's attractive to them that they know they can knock out, and get those funds to take on work from Thomas or their local customer. So it doesn't have to be used for your Xometry job, and it becomes really versatile in order to take that work from Xometry in order to kind of free you up to buy the materials and tools that you need for other jobs and other areas that you're, for other acquisition channels that you have. So that's where, again, we see, a really great connection between the Thomas side and the Xometry side, and one that we're just, we're so excited to talk to you about and continue to explore how we build that bridge between those. So let's get into some of the other financial products. So after the advance card, which is, again, advance, right? It's on the front end of a job. We also layered in some, kind of after you've taken work and you need that payout, right? Or you want that payout. And so, you can think about this. I'm sure a lot of you guys use Venmo or like PayPal, and they have that, 3-day transfer to your bank account, or you can instantly transfer your account. And that's what Instant Pay and Fast Pay allow you to do. So when you instant pay a job, that is before you ship the work, right? So you have completed the job and you want to get paid and you're ready to ship it. You can instantly pay prior to shipping the product. Now there's a 6% fee associated with that. So again, kind of like the Venmo instant transfer, I think they take 1% or something around there. So there's that fee to pay before you ship the work. And, a lot of that is built on trust, because Xometry is trusting that, and we know that we garner this together, that product is going to be really quality and get to the customer, and they're going to like that. So we allow you to, because, it's a partnership, we allow you to get paid early because we know that's going to turn out okay. Now, Fast Pay, again, there's that guaranteed net 30 terms. You can get paid out if you're more than 14 days out, it's 4%. And if you're less than 14 days out, it's 2%. And again, kind of how we view this is, if there's a need for those funds with, a new bigger job coming in that you're going to have really extended terms on, we want to free up your cash flow in order for you to take the work that's right for you guys in that point, and just give you access to that cash flow at any point, not just the net 30 terms. So we guarantee net 30 payouts, but we have these kind of versatile options in between.
Right. And that's exactly what Adam is saying too. Pretty amazing that as you build up your reputation, you can just get paid for the entire job right away, less that ACH fee to make sure that we can pay you real quick, like Adam's talking about on it. And again, on the fast paced side of things, you can do net 30 just right with your bank, but you can have that choice to accelerate it all the way up at the end there too, to get paid right away also when it's all finished. So the goal is to be able to pay you and get your business growing and allow you to invest, whether that's in folks that you need to bring into the business, other machinery that folks have been investing in right now too, as there's a lot of work moving around. Or just to help expand your shop. One of the places I visited this week also just added a big new addition because they needed more space for raw material, which is the story that you love to hear, right? Mm-hmm. So all kinds of opportunities here to make sure you get paid real quick and for all the good work that you're doing.
Absolutely. Now, the other service that we have that is very exciting and super helpful is Xometry Supplies. So this is our e-commerce store where you're able to buy custom cuts with no order minimums. We've got fast delivery nationwide. Pretty much every raw material you can think of is either available to buy online or through our sales reps on Xometry Supplies. We work directly with the mills to get you the best pricing possible. So we use kind of our buying power for our entire partner network in order to pass along those deals for you. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't quoted on Xometry Supplies, you're going to find really competitive pricing with pretty much anyone in the industry. And we try to get you that material quickly as possible because, a lot of the people shopping on Xometry Supplies are our partners taking work, right? And we've promised a lead time to our customers. And so we want you guys to be able to meet that lead time. So especially with, kind of the supply chain issues we've seen on the raw material, we really want you guys to be able to do that. And with that, we've launched kind of a new product underneath Xometry Supplies. We're able to stock up the material that you would use over a 90-day period with no upfront costs through Supplies Flex. So what you're able to do is say, I use this much of this specific material or tooling and stock that for 90 days. And then as you use it, you pay against it. And if you don't use it, you have the option to ship that back to us at no extra cost, right? So what we want to do is put that material in your shop any way you need it. So if you want to do custom cuts and order as you need it, you can absolutely do that. And if you want to do, Xometry Flex or Supplies Flex, you're able to stock up in that point. And Sean, I'll pass it to you in just a second, but Chris, you said what types of materials? Man, anything under the sun, from the basics, aluminum 6061 T6, you can get the copper, the nickel, the titanium, stainless steels, really anything that you want.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean, just real quick. If you go to supplies.xometry.com, you'll see a lot of our online catalog. And I can also have, one of our sales reps reach out and just if you want to quote, you can ask them what you need there. But yeah, it's pretty much any material under the sun that you need. We're able to supply that. So Sean, didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, that's okay. I jumped in too early on you there. This is really a program for Xometry partners here historically. And between Adam and I and the team that we've chatted with, we're able to open this up to Thomas suppliers now too, so that we can help out with everybody getting their job done. Again, as you take work off the job board, really the genesis for this was to say, hey, let's make sure that everybody has what they need to do all the good work that's up there on the job board as part of, the Thomas supplier ecosystem. Now all of us together as, one big team here with Xometry. This is stuff now that we can begin to offer to Thomas suppliers as well to help them get their jobs done too. So whether that's the tooling or material supplies or this Supplies Flex program to help you get stuff on the floor and run it again with some really friendly terms to help you work on whatever work that you have inside of the shop now too. It's just a part of being in the community here. We want to help out with that, and this is just another way that we can help.
Absolutely. And one thing that we've seen is the aluminum. I haven't checked today, but aluminum pricing is kind of crazy. But when you get the Supplies Flex program, you get that price, that quote immediately, right? And so you kind of hold in, you lock in at that price. And so over that 90-day period, regardless of the fluctuation of the market, you're paying against the price that you kind of originally agreed with us on. And again, you pay as you use it, and any material that you don't use, we're happy to take that back, or you're absolutely able to purchase that and keep that on your shop floor. Again, you'll see a lot of our products, and I keep coming back to the term partner. A lot of our products are centered on making you guys successful, right? Like we got to sell the material because this is a business. We've got to make money as well. But the products that we launch are built to scaffold you guys and help to make your shops successful, make taking work from Xometry easy, make taking work from Thomas easy. We really want to build that up and allow you to do what you do best, which is really manufacture some fantastic parts and products and et cetera.
And Chris, if you need any help with that stuff right now, happy to connect you with the team so they can get you hooked up and get you running whatever you need to run.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So next steps, one, we've got a few extra minutes, so happy to take more questions. But if you are interested in joining the partner network, so again, like Sean said, we've got some kind of special paths for you guys. What we'd ask you to do is go to work.xometry.com. There will be a follow-up email after this to kind of guide you. You'll register. And what you're able to do with your Easy Pass is after you create your account, and we've got a lot of your information, certifications, we'll get you straight to the onboarding call. And our team, Meredith Jenkins, who you'll meet, she is fantastic. She'll walk you through everything that you need for next steps. And again, we've got most of you guys in the Easy Pass, if not all of you all. And you'll be able to easy pass the test part. You don't have to take that because we know and trust that you're fantastic at what you do, and we'll get you taking work really, really easily. So if you want to write down that URL, you absolutely can. If not, there will be a follow-up email coming shortly to your account. But next steps is sign up, and then we are so ready to roll out the red carpet for you and get you onto the job board because we're everything Sean has said about you guys is fantastic. And we just cannot wait to help you guys be really, really successful in working with Xometry. So Sean, any last thoughts before we move to kind of a Q&A session?
No, I appreciate you making the time today, Adam, to walk through all this. I know it can be a little daunting at first, but I think we made it nice and simple today as far as, look, if you sign up, there's work that you can take off the job board. It'll match to what you like based on the filters that you set up. After you take it, we can help you real quick with the financial services on that to make sure that you get paid. If you don't have material to run, we can help you with that too, to make sure that you got what you need to finish the job for you. Then we'll also make sure we pay you real quick right there at the end also on this. So I think we got you set up for success here as a go forward on yet another way that we can bring value here as part of the Xometry and Thomas ecosystem. So really happy to answer any questions or provide any insight on anything anyone else would want to know.
Yeah, like we said, we originally blocked an hour. So thankful that you guys were able to join us during this time period. But for the next 18 minutes, Sean and I are yours. If we've got good questions after that, I know we can probably convince Sean to stay on a little longer. If we've got questions, we're happy to answer them. And if not, we're just so thankful you guys were able to take this time and really look forward to engaging with you guys as you begin your journey with Xometry. So Sean, man, great job. I was worried about kind of carrying the load here today, but you really killed it.
Oh, come on now. It's not my first rodeo. We're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll give it a couple minutes here to wait for some questions. Sean, what do you got planned for lunch today, man? You got anything cooking, or are you just working right through it?
I don't know. I'll go down and see what my wife has for leftovers, I think, down there. I'm not fancy, right? We'll be pretty simple today, I think, around my house on it. So look, it's 51 degrees in New Jersey today. That's a huge deal for us. It's been 12 to 13 every day. So I will happily take a 51-degree day here in the Northeast.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of that too, but Kentucky's, it's back and forth where they give us a lot of fake spring moments. So I'm trying to get my hopes up, but we'll give it a couple more minutes. Just if we've got any questions, probably to the 45 mark. And if we don't get anything by then, we'll wrap it up. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. If it was your lunch hour, or if you're on the West Coast, or it was a little earlier in the morning, just really appreciate you spending a little time with us today, because this is a really exciting kind of combining of huge forces within the manufacturing industry in Xometry and Thomas. And we just really, we see a bright future in combining work from Thomas with work with Xometry and all the seller service or the partner service tools that we have that you're able to access potentially on both soon, but definitely on the partner network. And just so thankful we got to spend a little time with you guys.
I know I'm doing my best job to bite my tongue here on all the cool stuff that's coming
Yeah,
out.
right. It's tough.
Part of
Yeah,
a public company, I can't spill the beans with all the cool development stuff. That used to be my MO that the dev team loved. I know previously. Now it's so many great things coming. We just launched supplier analytics on thomasnet.com. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's real-time tracking for everyone that's looking for the products and services that you offer right now as well. So you can go in and check that out in your Thomas account. More cool stuff coming soon there. And I wish I could talk about it more, but more cool stuff coming soon there. As well as, some real cool new products and services that we have on the Thomas side, as well as all the great stuff that we talked about today with ways that we can get work, on the floor for you right now to work on and do and get paid and grow that company. So
absolutely. And I dropped the URL in the chat. So if anyone's interested, they can go there. If not, like I said, recap email coming soon. We'll also, publish this recording and get that out. We talked for 45 minutes, so it could take a little while to get the recording up. Just Sean and I could talk all day about this stuff, but so thankful for you guys joining. Sean, thank you very much for your time today. And we'll wrap up and give everybody about 15 minutes back.
Sure. Sounds good. Hey, anybody out there, feel free to connect on LinkedIn. Happy to answer any questions. Real quick and easy way to get in touch with me. Lots of emails coming through. So LinkedIn's pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, everyone have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.